RV Tech Pro. What's up, y'all? Got my Mac Tools roll cart back, cleaned up out here. Did a lot of cleaning up. One day, guys, I'll go ahead and install this overhaul HD. It was a gift from one of my customers, and get that put on the truck. As soon as I have to start carrying the bigger ladders, that's probably when it'll happen. But I just wanted to show y'all guys that I cleaned up out here. This is what I got left. So I got a bunch of miscellaneous stuff. It's not much. It's just, some knee pads and some stuff that I found when I was cleaning up that I deemed as good. And I'll keep it. I'll put it up. I'll put it on the shelf. My dad made this a long time ago for me, and he let me have that. So I'm not gonna ever get rid of it. I'm just gonna load it up with stuff, and I keep a lot of my solvents and stuff like that, gear oil and all kind of stuff like that. Man, this stuff right here, super expensive. That stuff's like $40 a can. I don't know why. But anyway, I'll get that cleaned up, and then I'll have the little shop area looking halfway decent, at least in this spot. So, but main thing is I got my cart back, and got my cart back home, done with that project, and I need to I don't really push this around much because the handle is affixed with two of these and they're made out of plastic. They go like right there, and then it has a middle bar. But the thing is broke. One of those broke. So like here's the handle. It's made out of metal, and the other little, I don't know what you call it, the other little handle bracket, it's broken. But while I'm here, I guess we'll take a quick look at the cart and see what's going on with it, besides the broken handle. So it's got a few sockets up top and some oil from the air tools, drill bits. These cups go down in the little holes. Couple chargers from my Milwaukee, miscellaneous stuff. I hadn't put my magnets back up yet because a lot of this stuff in transport. I do like this blowgun. I got this is a Snap-on branded one. I got this one off the Snap-on truck too, but the reason I had to buy the other one is because this one, it blows the air kind of through the sides. Nothing comes directly out the tip. And when I'm using that spray foam stuff when I have to foam stuff, and I gotta use these long hoses to do the foaming, well, I need a nozzle that's gonna blow straight in there to clean it out. Drop a little, what do you call that solvent? Acetone. Put a little acetone in there. It really melts that foam, and then I blow it out with a gun. So I needed a gun that had the hole directly in the tip instead of blowing it out from the side. So that's why I ended up getting that one. Got it in the green, trying to keep it matching. And some of my carpenter-like tools. This box is kind of big, so I probably will keep rolling this one around. I've pretty much emptied it out. I gave away most of the tools that were in here to, I have a guy that works for me, and I found out that he was into tools and he likes to work on stuff. So I didn't know that he did a little hobbyist mechanic work on his own stuff, and so I gave him all like my cheapy tools and stuff that I didn't really use. So I gave them to him. And then the other ones that I had in here, of course, I kept. So wrenches, some Icon, some Husky, Hurricane, which come off of Amazon. Tecton, Harbor Freight, and I love these Power Torque with the zero offset, like the snap-on set, but these are double box in zero offset, so it's got two sizes. And then, of course, keep plastic forks when I gotta eat. I'm gonna make sure I got forks. And then Pittsburgh, some Harbor Freight stuff. These little ratcheting wrenches, and then these guys I got from Tractor Supply. These little micro wrenches. So that's my little wrench drawer on this setup. These are thin wrenches. So in the big box, I have the thin wrenches in the Capri, and in this box, I have them in the Husky. So this is my new, cheapy tool setup as far as, that's what I keep in here, because I had this on a job site, and if somebody's gonna steal the stuff, I didn't want them to get to steal something that's really good. So I took most of my name brand tools out. I still got like some Nipples and stuff in here. Some different Nipples tools for electrical stuff. And, so that was my pliers and things in there, snips. And since I wasn't gonna mess with the sockets in the big toolbox and take that, I bought this gear wrench set to take out there so I could have some ratchets and some sockets that didn't cost a lot of money. And they work fine. I definitely like the way it has the shallow broaching in there so the nut doesn't fall way down when I'm trying to work with a long stud, especially when it has to have two nuts on it, like a jam nut. Then I got those Cobalt Allen wrench sets. Got some Tecton. These are Allen's. I guess Allen's is a brand name. So Hex. So these are Hex. I got some Hex key sets and then some Hex bits and quarter drive. I've had these for like 20 years, and they're check this out. These guys, and they've been outside and they've been in the box that's been outside. These are Duralast. They're like 20 years old and they're still in good shape. They held up and they never rusted. Yes, that is a jab at my beloved Snap-on. Yeah, I gotta come up with a way to make the stuff stop rusting so bad. Other companies can do it. Milwaukee Power Ratchet. Then I have this is Tecton, I believe. Yeah, Tecton Flex Head. And I'm gonna have to use the same deal that I have to do with my Snap-on box to keep the drawer open, because that's very irritating. The drawers don't stay open, so it's not just a Snap-on that does that. I used to have like this magnetic thing, but this thing is like covered in junk right now, and can't find it. I had this magnetic thing that I would use to keep the drawers open. I'm all off task, squirrel moment, but yeah. Oh well, I can't find it right now, but I just have to find something else. Maybe I can use this. Yeah, I could use the light. All right, so those Allen keys, the Tecton, it kind of has like the detent. That's how they're doing the flex head. You can see in there some different wobbly bits. Icon reducer set, really love that. That's been super helpful. And my different extensions, impact extension, and like I said, the full gear wrench set. So got that back home. And then in this drawer, screwdrivers. This is the the Weeha set, and it does have a square, which is great because if you think you don't need those because you don't work on campers, then you don't do a lot of electrical work because those breakers use square number ones and number twos on outlets and breakers. Those are not Phillips, those are square drivers. I think in Canada they call them Roberson number twos. I don't know what the other name is for them. I always call them Roberson number two, number one, or just a square bit. Some plastic pry tools, that's just extra bits from an oscillating multi-tool. Some caulking tools. Little cheap set of picks and screwdrivers that I had for a long time that I got from the auto parts store. A little master kit of bits from Harbor Freight. That's a really good kit. It's $10 and it has a lot of stuff in it to really help you out. That is one of the better buys from the freight. In the next drawer, have some power tools. So I got my old DeWalt, my old school, very first DeWalt drill that I ever bought. You can see the flash because it's hallmark of a brush tool, DCD 771. It's the lower end drill, has a plastic chuck. That's a dead giveaway. If you buy a DeWalt drill or any drill and it has a plastic chuck, it's gonna be the lower end model. And but I wore that thing slap out. It's still good. The Milwaukee one that I have, it has a middle chuck even though it's a 12 volt. So, you know, they went through the expense of putting a middle chuck in it. And that drill's not that strong, but it's 12 volts. What do you expect? Then I have my DeWalt right angle. This thing's a torque monster. This thing's a beast. This right angle DeWalt. Mix concrete with that if you had to. A couple batteries. Another brushed, see the flash, brushed Milwaukee. And the crazy thing is, I'm not a big Milwaukee fan. So I had a bunch of their brushless tools and I gave them away. And after I gave them away, I was like, well, I guess I should have gave them the brush tools since I was giving them away because I didn't want duplicate sets of the Milwaukee M12 stuff. And like later I found out that the tools that I gave away were like the better Milwaukee tools and I kept the worse ones. But the people who I gave them to were new technicians. I had a little thing that when I worked at the first shop that I ever worked at, I was a seasoned tech, and I would give all of the new techs, because I did all the training. So new guys came in, I trained them. So I would always donate a tool, give them a tool. So everybody who came through the door, or everybody who came through there, they have a tool in their toolbox that came from me. Sometimes it was power tools, sometimes it was hand tools. It was just, you know, kind of what they needed. Sometimes multimeters. Whatever they needed that they borrowed a lot, I end up giving to them. So those are power tools. I think I got let's see. I got some good stuff in here. I got the really short one, DCF 850. It's a good impact, 20 volt impact driver. Then I got the DCF 901, 1/2 inch impact. Glad to have that back home. Probably be putting that in the truck. I have a nice short one. I think I got one in there right now. It's a different model. I have to see which one's the better one and put that one in the truck. And then some various bits and stuff that goes along with that. Electrical drawer. They're messy no matter what toolbox they're in. So I like these organizers. This one will probably go in the truck because it's handy. I recently bought another one. It's a lot bigger than that and I hadn't loaded it out yet. But these are already loaded out with some of the common screws and electrical connectors. So I'll probably be putting those on the truck, finding a spot for them. This is my Kaiweets amp clamp. I love this meter. This thing is good. A YouTuber turned me on to this, and these are good. I really like the size of that amp clamp. The whole meter, you can see how it fits in my hand. That in the campers, man, just tight spaces, I like using that better than my ideal because of the size. My ideal is a lot bigger than that. Let's see the features that's on it, because I don't know, man, I might swap this out because of that. So it has low Z, so for ghost voltage, when you're working with AC and all of the Romex is bundled together and then it splits off. Well, what'll happen is a lot of times, especially the cheaper voltage detectors, you go to test the circuit and it'll show like it has voltage on it. And if you have a cheaper multimeter that doesn't have low Z, it'll show that it has like 30 volts on the line, when really it doesn't have anything on the line. That's just ghost voltage because it's so tightly bundled on the other end with a bunch of other Romex. So when you put the meter in low Z and you take the measurement, it'll show that it doesn't have any voltage on the line. It eliminates that false reading. So that's good. These tore up in record time. Not surprised. And if some of you who watch my channel a lot, you'll know that I have the Mac Tools version of this, which is the exact same as these Quins. I mean, exact down to the T. And I gave them back to the Mac guy because, you know, these were like $10, $15, and he was like, and the other ones that he sold me that are the exact copy of this in red, like 70, something like that. And I knew they wasn't gonna last because those always tear up. And it tore up. So I'm glad a $15 pair tore up instead of the good pair. These are some these don't work well. And the reason why, and these came from Harbor Freight, they're on sale, so I tried them. You see how it's hollow on the inside? That's why it doesn't work well. Because how you have the connector positioned in there, if it's not just perfectly, I mean perfectly, it will miss the crimp, and it will miss crimp, and it doesn't crimp it good, and the wires are still loose. And it's horrible. I should have donated that. I'm getting rid of that. That's yeah, let's put that over here. We're getting rid of that. That thing is horrible, man. Some test leads. It's like the 3M Rolex for a die grinder. You put the different little 3M pads on there, and it sticks on there. You can use it on your grinder. I'm in the market for a straight die grinder, battery operated. I've been looking at the Milwaukee M12, which I'm not gonna buy because I know it's just gonna tick me off because it's gonna be weak. I watched Tim Shop Tool reviews, and even though he tried his best to give him a good review, I watched the video and I saw that it cut out a whole lot. I'm not buying another Milwaukee cutout tool. So I'm just gonna get the DeWalt, spend like $30 more. I think the Milwaukee One Bear tool is $199 and it's underpowered. And the DeWalt 20 volt one is like $229, and I can throw a 5 amp hour battery on that thing, and I know it's gonna be slamming. So I'll get that one. And then it's got some various electrical tools. Now here's a good tool, guys. This Ideal, it's like a Romex tool, and what it can do is you can it has these little holes on the end to where you can curl the wire over for when you're making your ground connection on like an outlet or a switch. On this end, it has like a seam splitter to cut the sheath. On this end, it has the straight to, after you split the sheath, you can cut it off with this. And then this is like a little wire stripper. So it's like a great little simple multi-tool, has a great grip on it. It's pretty sweet. I bought it for the seam splitter part, which doesn't work that great at all. The Snap-on one works better because it's out and you can control where the blade part lands. So I got a Snap-on one somewhere, and it might be in another toolbox. Let's see if I can find it really quick. Now, yeah, you can use a razor, but you run the risk of clipping the wire. I gotta find that Snap-on one because I don't know where that thing's at. But yeah, with the razor, you can yeah, it should be in here because it's an electrical drawer. You can end up kind of cutting the wire, and you don't want to do that. See, sometimes, you know, going from place to place, I misplace stuff, and then sometimes people take liberties and they use stuff and it never makes it back. I can't blame anybody because I never know if it was me or not. So I'll just say that I misplaced that tool. I might have lost it. I might have to buy another one. Yeah, but anyway, that tool, it looks like a seamstress tool, and it's like a here, no, that's the spark plug gapper. But it has a handle like that, but it has like the seam splitter thing on the end. I'll probably buy another one. I'll have to order another one because that's handy when it comes to Romex. I was looking for this when I was kind of doing alignment on this, getting it close. Oh, and the battery's dead in there. The battery's finally died. But anyway, this is an angle thing, so I could stick that on the wheel, and so, oh man, it came on for a second. It was like at 87 degrees, and when I put adjustable toe and camber arms on this when I redid the suspension, and I was looking for this so that I could line it up really close before I took it to the alignment shop. Still has to go to the alignment shop, but 87.6 degrees, that's pretty close to 90. So when I take it to the alignment shop, the guys don't have to do so many adjustments. So that's another use for this little Klein angle finder. Okay, error, it wants to sit down. All right. So now let's see how close did I get it by eyeballing it. 87. So what I'll do is I would adjust it until I get it to 90. Get it close for the guys. But yeah, that's the electrical drawer. I gotta find my Romex splitter tool after the video. And then at the bottom is just put the light there to hold it. Get my meter out of there. I just got those are some pieces for my heat gun, my air tool, rivet gun. These are just some accessories for my crimper that I use for the MC4 connectors. If you don't know what MC4 connectors are, they're this. That's the MC4 connector for solar, when you're working with solar and stuff, which is I was doing a lot of at that place. So, couple hammers and a big boy crimper tool. Again, working with solar. A lot of the battery cables are huge, so a lot of 4/0 wire and stuff. So I had that. But yeah, that's it, guys. Got the Mac back. Got the place cleaned up a bit. You know, a lot easier to work out of it when it's clean. And waiting on the parts for this, specifically the spring bucket. I was gonna do a spring bucket delete on here, but he don't need all that. It's already fast enough as it is. And then I would have to put coilovers on it. I would have to do both sides. I have to do coilovers. So I was like, nah, I'm gonna keep it simple. His mom just told me to fix it back. Wasn't gonna do a full suspension upgrade on there. with coilovers and stuff, because one, it's not a race car, and I don't want them to get in it and see that it handles super well and start hitting curves at 70 miles an hour. I don't want to do that anyway, so. But yeah, guys, that's it. That's all I got for now. RV Tech Pro out.